What up, y'all? It's the Robot Watcher. Don't even grab your binoculars because it's no jersey on. That means we doing a mock draft. I'm only doing 2 rounds because I think the last one was a little bit long, so I want to make it a little bit shorter for everybody to digest. And this time we're going in draft order. Is this so the Panthers can go first? Maybe. But that's what we're going to do. So let's go ahead and hop into it. All right. The Panthers would have the first pick, but they gave it to Chicago Bears. We all know that. Anyways, first pick for the Panthers of the draft, pick 33. I've also made a rule that if I've done a video on them, I'm not giving analysis in this video. So go watch the video. Anyways, pick 33. Xavier Worthy, wide receiver, Texas. Panthers have added Deontay Johnson, really good separator. They have Adam Thielen, who's also a separator, somewhat possession guy. Deontay Johnson adds some yak. I think adding another wide receiver, adding a different type of skill set will be really good for the Panthers. Also, pick 39, Jonah Ellis, edge, Utah. I think I picked him in my last mock draft, but I'm going to pick him again because I really, really love this guy. He's one of my guys in this draft. Really, really good pass rusher. Really, really good solid hands, things like that. The Panthers just traded Brian Burns. We all seen this. How they got this 39th overall pick. They need a replacement. They missed out on Chase Young. They only signed DJ Wanham, who I think is a decent edge 2 to edge, really good edge 3 so far in his career. Maybe he proves us wrong. But let's add Jonah Ellis and get some more edge and pass rush into that defense, which has had a really good offseason this offseason. Watch the last video about the Panthers offseason. Anyways, let's get into the next one. The Commanders. Anyways, pick number 2, Jaden Daniels. I personally would pick Drake May, but I wanted to go with some of the rumors that I've been hearing for this mock draft. So we're going to go pick 2, Jaden Daniels. Really, really mobile quarterback, good throwing over the middle of the field. Got better every single year in college. So has a lot of experience. So he should have some experience reading defenses, things like that. Maybe he needs to sit for a while. Maybe he can start right away. I think he will struggle a little bit if he starts right away. But really good upside pick. Anyways, pick 36, Jordan Morgan, offensive tackle, Arizona. Commanders' offensive line was terrible last season. Sam Howell also made it a little bit worse, holding on to the ball. Let's get some protection for Jaden Daniels. So he thrived really, really well with a lot of time at LSU. Let's get him more time. Pick 40, Braylon Trice, edge, Washington. I think this is going to be a really good edge 2 in the league. I don't think he'll be an edge number 1, a dominant guy, or even a star edge 1, but he'll be a good edge 2 for your team. They traded both of their edges, Chase Young and Montez Sweat. They didn't sign anybody that I can think of right now. So let's get those guys some replacements in there. Let's move on. The New England Patriots. I think in the last mock I didn't pick a quarterback. If I did, oh well. I'm a big fan of trading down from this because their team just sucks. They need a lot of talent. But if Drake May falls into your laps, you take him. So Drake May, probably the second best quarterback in this class. Not as close to Caleb Williams as I felt before, but still really, really good. Basically think of Justin Herbert with a little bit more creativity in his playmaking ability, things like that. Pick 34, they need wide receiver talent, so let's get Ladd McConkey. Really, really great route runner. Wait. No analysis. I made a video. Go watch it. So let's move on from the Patriots. And we got a trade alert. Trade coming in. So the Minnesota Vikings are going to send, I want to say it was pick 11 and pick 23 and some future assets. We ain't going into all of that. To the Arizona Cardinals for pick number 4, and the Cardinals are going to move back. We're going to just do the rumors. Let's talk about what they're doing. Apparently, Minnesota Vikings love J.J. McCarthy. I don't, but whatever. So we're going to have them trade up to pick 4 and get J.J. McCarthy. A really, really good arm. Really decent runner. He does look stable in the Michigan offense, protects the ball. But there was a run-first offense, so maybe he will have more passing upside whenever he gets to the league, and especially in a Kevin O'Connell? In an offense like that 49ers wide zone passing scheme, it makes quarterbacks look a lot better. So he can maybe sit for a year, develop for a little bit, or they can kind of start him year 1, which I don't think it is. This is a boom or bust type of pick. Just like what did the Bills GM say? Hey, we can either trade up and go get this guy and get fired, or we can stay where we at and get fired. Regardless, I won't be here. So anyways, so that's what the Vikings did. Let's get them a quarterback. The Jim Harbaugh-led Los Angeles Chargers. Let's get into it. Lost both receivers. Cut Mike Williams. Traded Keenan Allen for a 4th. What's the dude they took last year that I knew was going to be really bad? Johnston. Isn't working out so far. Maybe he has a better second year, but I don't really care. Marvin Harrison Jr. is right here in our lap. You're taking him for Justin Herbert. Next pick 37. I think John, or is it Jim or John? One of those guys, one of the Harbaughs. I'm pretty sure it's Jim Harbaugh. Jim Harbaugh He's going to want some Michigan guys in there. He's going to want to get his own guys into the program, or the whatever you want to call it, the organization. So let's take Chris Jenkins Jr. or Chris Jenkins, defensive tackle from Michigan, attacking defensive tackle, decent in the run game, has some pass rushing upside, really good role player for that Michigan defense. Not necessarily a role player, really good foundational piece for that Michigan defense. Chargers haven't had good defense in forever. So I feel like this is going to be a defensive and wide receiver heavy draft, and they'll get maybe one running back like a what's the dude that came out? Blake Corum, and maybe the third, fourth round to pair with Jim Harbaugh, things like that. But let's move on. Now we're talking about the New York Giants. I'm beefing with them because they got our boy Myron Burns. But anyways, pick 6, the Giants. I don't think they're taking any of the quarterbacks. I don't think they're taking Bo Nix 6. So we're just going to get some receivers for whoever plays quarterback. That's going to be Malik Neighbors, wide receiver 1B for me. Really, really explosive. Really. I'm not doing an analysis because I have a video up for the wide receiver rankings where I talked about him there. But really explosive, things like that, really good after the catch, really good route running because of that explosive, things like that. Anyways, outside receiver, going to be an alpha wide receiver. Pick 47. The quarterback class doesn't look to be good next year outside of maybe Shador, and maybe somebody will, rise up the ranks randomly. But it doesn't really look good next year. So if you are a QB needy team and you've missed out on the guys, you're going to have to take shots at guys in the second, third, later rounds. Pick 47, Spencer Rattler, QB, South Carolina. I love Spencer Rattler. I think he is a prime example of, say, somebody like Dak Prescott, somebody that was kind of overlooked in the college realm. He kind of bounced around for different schools. I know Dak didn't, but Spencer Rattler bounced around for different schools under different coaches. Had some other things outside of him, like his offensive line, that hurt him in his play. But I think he can come into the league with the tools and talent that he has and develop for a team like the Giants, who maybe sit him behind Daniel Jones for a year, or maybe he'll come in and start week 1. Probably not. But maybe he'll come in and start week 4, 5, 6, 7, whatever, and kind of hit the ground running in that Brian Daboll offense, who has shown he is good at developing QB talent. Shout out Josh Allen. But let's move on. Tennessee Titans, man, what an offseason they have. Ironically, the best offseasons, in my opinion, have been all the teams with a rookie quarterback that played outside of 3 games, because the Colts, they don't count. Anthony Richardson was hurt. But Texans, Panthers, Titans, knocked the freaking offseason out of the park. Let's keep it going then. We got our receiver in Calvin Ridley for Will Levis. Let's go ahead and get Joe Alt. Let's get some protection. That offensive line was really, really bad last year. Let's get Joe Alt to just get some protection. Pick 38, TJ Tampa. Let's get another corner on the other side of Chidobe Awuzie. And we're kind of hitting the ground running. We're going to see what we have in Will Levis this year. I could not remember his name. We're going to see what we have in Will Levis this year. See if we can develop him, give him that year 2, because next year's QB class isn't that good. And if we got to move on, we'll move on. But let's go on to the next team. The Atlanta Falcons. Cooler offseason. Kirk Cousins and shit. But pick 8, they get Dallas Turner, Alabama edge. Really, really good player in college. If he goes here, we'll see if it'll work out. Pick 43, Kamari Lassiter, get them a corner 2. Try to round out that roster, I guess, to win or something. But, cornerback Georgia. You know what it is, man. Next team. All right, I'm back. Chicago Bears. The Panthers and the Bears got a little bit of beef, but I'm going to let them rock for this time. Anyways, pick 1. We know where it's going. Caleb Williams. Don't have to talk. Generational talent. Don't have to talk. Pick number 9. I think the Bears get a steal with the best edge in the class. Latu is the best pass rusher in the class and most complete edge in the class, in me opinion. This kind of reminds me of when, don't kill me, y'all, when J.C. Horn was picked right before Patrick Surtain. Only reason I'm saying Patrick Surtain better is because of health, y'all. But J.C. Horn was picked right before Patrick Surtain. That's kind of what this reminds me of. Dallas Turner, then Latu. Both could probably be good players. I think Latu would be a little bit better. Moving on. The New York Jets. Aaron Rodgers is running out on the field with that flag right now. Anyways, I know they signed Mike Williams. I know they have Garrett Wilson. And they signed 2 tackles, and they signed a guard. So they're trying to shore up the offensive line and free agency so they could go BPA. I think if Rome Odunze falls into your lap, I don't care that you signed Mike Williams. Has he proven to be healthy? No. If he gets hurt, guess what? Rome will step right in. Rome and Garrett Wilson, and then if Mike Williams is healthy, him on top of that, oh my God, that's nasty for Aaron Rodgers to work with. They're in a win-now window. I think Rome is going to be a day 1 start, plug-and-play receiver. This is the pick. But let's move on. Now we have the team that we traded back with the Vikings for. As you can see, they got the 11th pick, 23rd, 27th, 35th. These guys loaded up. And we're just going to go BPA for every single pick. Arizona Cardinals. So pick 11, Byron Murphy, DT, Texas. Might be the best defensive player in this class. To me, it's between him and Latu. I think defensive line is just imperative in this league, in this passing league. He's going to be able to stop the run. He's going to be able to be ferocious at getting to the passer. Best defensive tackle in this class, easily, maybe the best defensive player. So let's get Byron Murphy to shore up that defensive line that they need help with, and the defense in general. Pick 23, they need a wide receiver bad. And I know some people want them to take Marvin Harrison at 4, but I think trading back in a deep wide receiver class and just taking BPA and eventually getting a receiver, Sheriff's kiss. And as you can see, A.D. Mitchell, Adonai Mitchell, wide receiver Texas. I have a video on him. Go watch it. But this is a guy that they need, going to be an outside X receiver. Pick 27. Hot take, maybe. J.C. Latham falls to pick 27th, Alabama. He's going to be your right tackle. Paris Johnson moves to left tackle. I know they signed Jonah Jackson or whatever bro name is from Alabama. He was on the Bengals last, and he played right tackle on the Bengals. But I would shift him in the guard. Now we have at the very least three, and I think they still have Kelvin Beachum. I could be wrong. 3 really good younger offensive lineman that'll still be good on that offensive line to finally get Kyler Murray some protection. And last pick, 35, Chop Robinson, edge, Penn State. I have a video on him. Y'all didn't watch it because I don't even have 200 views yet. So go back and watch it. I think it was like 2 videos ago. Go back and watch it. They need some edge help. They need some pass rush help. They need help on the defense, period. So let's get them an edge rusher. Moving on. What is Sean Payton doing? Punting on this year, obviously. So what we're going to do is just take BPA. Brock Bowers, tight end, Georgia State. I caught some heat on Twitter for talking about maybe Brock Bowers isn't worth the 33 and 39th pick from some Panthers fans. I'm standing on Biddy. I'm ready to die on that hill. He's not. I think you will need to use him as a gadget player just like he was at Georgia. Of course, you're going to be able to use him up in the seams against zone and kind of slipping out behind defenders. Of course, he's going to be good at that. But if you think he's going to be a traditional run routes, get open, separate from linebackers and safeties, tight ends, he's not that. But really good after the catch, really tough to bring down, really tough blocker, really good receiver when it comes to catching, getting the ball in his hands and going. Going to be probably BPA at this point for Denver Broncos because they're just devoid of talent and didn't sign anybody after they cut everybody. So let's move on. Las Vegas Raiders. Anyways, pick 13, Talise Fuaga, right tackle or offensive tackle, Oregon State. I can't remember the dude that they lost, but they did lose their right tackle. I want to say maybe to the Bears or somebody. I don't know who it was. So we're going to shore up that offensive line. This looks like the team that's going to want to run the ball. So we're going to get a run-oriented picks, Let's get Talise Fuaga to pass protect and also just be a road grader in the run game, which he is. Pick 44, Benjamin Nix. Let's talk about it, Oregon fam. I think he reminds me a lot of Aiden O'Connell, but really better. And athleticism turned up 10%. Really good deep ball, really good arm. Really good just managing, being that point guard in the offense. Can provide you a little bit more with his legs. Maybe he's not a dual threat QB, but he can provide you something with his legs in the run game, almost like Spencer Rattler can. So if Aiden O'Connell doesn't work out, guess what? Now we're going to give Bo Nix the turn. Since the upcoming QB drafts aren't that good, let's get a guy that we can just bet on some traits and see what we get out of him. He don't have to start week 1. He don't have to start season 1. Let's just see what we got in the guys that we got in the room. But let's move on. New Orleans Saints. Pick 14, Troy Fautanu, offensive line, Washington. I think he can play guard or tackle. Saints can move him around where they want to be. Pick 45, we're going to take Michael Penix, QB Washington. Derek Carr sucks, buddy. He sucks. But they're tied down to him for 4 years. Next QB drafts aren't that good. I talked about it. So let's just take a guy we can hopefully develop. Probably not going to work out on the Saints, but, let's just hope for the best, I guess. Is he better than Derek Carr? Moving on. And we back. And we're going to talk about the Indianapolis Colts. Shout out Anthony Richardson. Hopefully he can stay healthy this season. But let's get Terrion Arnold at pick 15, cornerback Alabama. Really good press, man-to-man corner thumper. He can come down, hit guys. He wants to get in your face and be physical with you. Really good physical corner. Let's get him. Also really good long measurables, which I think that they like a lot of Indianapolis. But pick 46. This was a hard decision between who they picked, Roman Wilson, wide receiver out of Michigan, and Troy Franklin from Oregon, because I think they want to get a more reliable deep threat than Alec Pierce, a guy with some blazing speed and good ball tracking. So Anthony Richardson can just let that arm shine, because you got Josh Downs in the slot and underneath, kind of route running, be a good contested catcher and yak guy underneath, even though he's much smaller. Michael Pittman being your yak bigger body X receiver. So you want to get a Z/slot guy that you can move around and have a deep threat. So let's get Roman Wilson. All right, before we get into this next team, like, comment, subscribe. If you like the video, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think about your team's picks, who you hope falls to you, who you think was the biggest steal in this mock draft that I just did. All the YouTube stuff, share with your friends, do all that, man. Let's get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. Turn me up. Turn your click up, dog. Anyways, Seattle Seahawks, pick 16. We're going to go with Jared Verse. I think I picked this in my last mock draft. I just like how the fit is. They need some edge rushing help on the opposite side of Boye Mafe. So let's get another guy with good strong punch, really good built, big 4-3 end type of guy out of Florida State, Jared Verse. And let's move on. There's not much to say. They don't have another pick in the second round. So let's move on. Jacksonville Jaguars. Let's get Trevor Lawrence a deep threat. Let's get him an X receiver. Since they lost Calvin Ridley and tried to put him in that X role last year, which he did pretty good, but he kind of struggled a little bit, especially coming off of 2 years of being missing. Let's get Brian Thomas Jr. to replace him, 4-3 speed. Big target for Trevor Lawrence to throw the ball up to. Great contested catcher. Going to give you some yak ability also. You know, let's get him an X receiver. Let's get them an X receiver in that offense. Ennis Rakestraw Jr., cornerback out of Mizzou. They need a little bit of help on that defense in the secondary after cutting a lot of guys after being bad last year. So let's just get them a corner and hopefully that can help out with that defense, what they had going on last year. But even though they have a really good pass rush now, so this is really good. Pair a good pass rush with some good corners. It's nasty. But let's move on. Cincinnati Bengals. We're not going to take a receiver because they tagged T. Higgins, and they say they're looking to trade him. They say they're not. But I've also heard that they're looking to hold on to him and give him play under the tag and try to extend him next year, if not trade him. So, Quinyon Mitchell-Toledo, cornerback. I think this could be cornerback 1. This is a really tight cornerback class. This could be cornerback 1 when it's all said and done. Darius Slay clone, if you ask me. They just lost, I want to say, Chidobe Awuzie. So let's keep adding to that defense. The strength of this team in the playoffs is not Joe Burrow. It's the defense and how good they are, how they can switch over coverage game to game. So let's get Quinyon Mitchell, who can play in zone, who can play in man-to-man, really good athletic traits, things like that. Let's just get a cover guy. Next pick 49, T'Vondre Sweat, defensive tackle, Texas. Not an every down guy, but a really, really good run stopper and can push the pocket with the strength and power that he has because of that humongous frame. They lost, I cannot remember his name. You know who they lost to, the Detroit Lions at defensive tackle, who was a really, really good run stopper and good push in the pocket and a little bit more of a pass rusher. Was it DJ Reader? I think it was. So let's get his replacement, basically. Keep that defense a strength. Let's move on. Los Angeles Rams. It's a lot of ways you can go. I think you want to get a lot more talent on that defense. Aaron Donald just retired, so you're looking at defensive tackle in the first round. I wouldn't take Johnny Newton here just because of who fell in the BPA. If Byron Murphy's here, you take him. But Olu Fashanu is here. People have been saying Olu was going to fall. That's what they say. I don't know. I like Olu, but we're not going to let him fall past the Rams. They just signed 2 offensive guards. They drafted Steven Avila last year, and they want to be a running team. Sean McVay? Yeah, Sean McVay. I don't know why I want to say Mike McDaniel. Sean McVay has talked about beefing up in the run game and switching how they run the ball. This is going to help you get a move, big road grading, and also really fluid mover at tackle to play either right or left, whichever side they want to put him at. And let's get that run game going and also protect Matthew Stafford with all his injuries. Pick 52. Let's get your Aaron Donald replacement really juiced up, smaller defensive tackle Leonard Taylor. Thinking Leonard Taylor, Byron Murphy, and Kobe Turner on the defensive line all at once. It ain't Aaron Donald, but it's a good start. If you get another good edge that you can hit on, that's a really good start. So let's move on. Pittsburgh Steelers, terrible towels, throw them up. They need a center. Jackson Powers Johnson, the best center in this class, the best center in the last couple classes, has failed to you. Take him. Simple as that. Let's shore up that offensive line, the interior. Protect Russell Wilson, assure the quarterback, or Justin Fields. Pick 51. They need a wide receiver. They just got fleeced by my Panthers for Deontay Johnson. 1,000 yards and coming. Put it in on FanDuel. Stop playing. They just got fleeced for Deontay Johnson. So the Keon Coleman fall stops here. Let's take Keon Coleman, pair him up with George Pickens. I know he's not much of a separator, But that's still, you're just going to take the best receiver available. I think he's the best one. I think they could take somebody like Javon Baker, kind of those sleeper guys that the Steelers always end up taking and being really, really good. But let's just get Keon Coleman in there and see what happens. Let's move on. Miami Dolphins, you lost Christian Wilkins, so let's get his replacement. Pick 21, Johnny Newton, DT, Illinois. I talked about not wanting to take him for the Rams, but we're going to stop the fall here. You're going to get a attacking, really juiced up, kind of like Leonard Taylor, but a little bit, not a little bit, but turned up more, just better. And Johnny Newton out of Illinois. First round talent, if you ask me. He's fell down boards a little bit because he used to be really early, like where Byron Murphy was. But he fell down a little bit. I don't know if he'll miss. If he gets out the first round, woo. But I don't think he will with his. So let's take him to replace Christian Wilkins. Pick 55, Cooper Beebe. You lost Robert Hunt to the Panthers. What's their center name? I can't remember. Connor Williams. Connor Williams apparently had a super, super duper bad knee injury, and he looked at retiring, and he's not signing in any team soon. And probably won't sign close to camp or maybe even preseason. So you might not get him back, whether he signs somewhere else or if he retires. So let's shore up the inside of that offensive line. Get Cooper Beebe to protect a shorter quarterback in Tua. Talked about the interior offensive line being important. But yeah, let's do that. Let's fix the trenches for the Dolphins right now with limited cap space. Let's move on. Philadelphia Eagles, the fall and collapse they had last year was kind of crazy, but we're going to fix that right now. Nate Wiggins could be the best corner in this class if he's able to hold up and stay with that slim frame. Really, really good corner. Really, really good man corner, things like that. Nate Wiggins. Pick 50, we're going to go Graham Barton. Jason Kelsey just retired. What's the dude that they drafted out of Alabama to be a center? Can't even remember his name. But he's probably going to shift over to center where he usually was instead of being offensive guard. Now you're going to have Graham Barton slide right into his place. Keep a strength to strength. Offensive line is going to stay a strength here. Last pick 53, Peyton Wilson, linebacker, North Carolina State. Eagles need linebackers, simple as that. I don't think Eric Kendricks is that good anymore. So let's get another guy who's going to be really good in coverage, really good diagnosing, seeing plays, and really athletic. Let's just hope he can stay healthy and it's not another Leighton Vander Esch situation in this division. But that's all for the Eagles. Let's move on. And let's talk about their rivals, the Dallas Cowboys. Zach Frazier, we're going to take, it might be a little bit surprising him to go in the first round, but they just lost Tyler Biadasz. They're going to lose, what's the dude that was at guard that shifted to left tackle? Can't remember his name. Tyler Smith. Tyler Smith's now going to shift to tackle. You're losing some help on that interior. Let's shore it up. Zach Frazier's going to be your new center. You didn't get Jackson Powers Johnson, so let's get the second best center in this class. Pick 56, Junior Colson. They need some linebackers also, just like the Eagles. They need to beef up. No more DBs and linebackers. So let's get a good attacking, downhill running linebacker out of Michigan and Junior Colson. Let's move on. Green Bay Packers. We're not done fixing that secondary. Xavier McKinney wasn't enough. So let's get Cooper DeJean, a guy who can either play safety or play corner. Really good with his eyes on the quarterback and kind of keeping the play in front of him. But he also has the chops to play man. Could be the best white corner we've ever seen. Also has good playmaking ability. That's something I think you want to pair. When I look at cornerbacks, you want to have one lockdown guy, one guy with some playmaking ability to get his hands on the ball, because they don't want to throw at the lockdown guy. So now you're throwing at the guy who is really good at getting interceptions and turnovers. Cooper DeJean is going to be your playmaking guy, while Jair Alexander, Charlotte 704, throw it up, is going to be your lockdown corner on the other side. Pick 41, Cam Kitchens. Let's get them some more secondary help. Let's get him and Xavier McKinney in the same defense. Nasty. And also, I think that offense is really young and set, so you don't really want to force any guys early on. So let's get Cam Kitchens. Pick 58. I said you don't want to force any guys, but we're going to go BPA for the rest of the draft if you ask me, if I'm the Packers GM. So Patrick Paul, offensive tackle. I know Zach Thomas has been pretty good, but let's just do what they always do. Get a guy to develop behind those guys in case they don't want to re-sign somebody or somebody leaves. Keep a strength to strength. Patrick Paul out of Houston to the Packers. Let's move on. Tampa Bay Bucks. Pick 26, Kool-Aid McKinstry, cornerback, Alabama. I think I did a video on him, so go watch it. Really, really good corner. I think it's cornerback 1 right now, but probably not going to work out on the Bucks. Pick 57, Chris Braswell, edge, Alabama. They're going to need some more edge talent in there after losing Buddy. Can't even remember his name for real, but probably not going to work out there either. Two Bama guys, but probably not going to work out in Tampa. So shout out to them, I guess. Moving on. Buffalo Bills, bring out the fire. We're going to replace the safety in Jordan Poyer. And did they cut the other dude? I can't remember. Micah Hyde. Did they cut Micah Hyde? I think they did. We're going to get Tyler Nubin. Just a playmaking safety, gets his hands on the ball. They love playmaking safeties in Buffalo. I don't think they cut those guys just for poops and giggles. So let's get their replacement. Tyler Nubin is going to slide in under that rookie contract to give them some cap relief. They signed Curtis Samuel. So underrated. I hope he breaks out, even though he's probably not going to break out. But really, really good wide receiver. So I don't think it's a need to take right here. So let's get a playmaking safety to shore up that defensive backfield. Next pick. Keep going. We lost Trey White. Let's keep going. Max Melton, corner out of Rutgers. Really, really, really good player. People are starting to wake up on him. Really good 5'11", really good measurable, really good physicals, if you want to say, or athleticism, I should say instead. So let's keep getting those guys to shore up that secondary that you just lost a lot of guys from on those rookie contracts because of the cap hell that you was in. But Tyler Nubin, Max Melton, let's rebuild that defense. Moving on. Detroit Lions. Pick 29. You got to put yourself in the mind of Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes. Who's a Lion guy? Darius Robinson is. Really, really big. I want to say he was 270, 280. He's played D-tackle in his career. Switched the edge this last year. Lost a little bit of weight, switched the edge. He could play edge if you want him to. He can move inside. He's going to be a good run defender. Good, strong power rusher on the opposite side of Aiden Hutchinson. Really, really good player. I don't know how great he'll be at the next level, but I love this pick for the Lions. Pick 61, another guy you got to think of a Lions guy. So press corner, not afraid to come up hitting the run game, has some playmaking ability. Jarvis Brownlee Jr. out of Louisville is going to be your new cornerback. Cam Sutton's in trouble. Not sure what he got going on, but he's in trouble right now. So let's shore up that cornerback room, get Jarvis Brownlee, a really, really good pick out of Illinois. Not Illinois. My bad, y'all. Really, really good pick out of Louisville. Really good man corner. Can play press man, things like that. Can play in zone. All that. Really good corner. Let's move on. The Baltimore Ravens. Supposed to be your Super Bowl champions last time I did this. But anyways, they did trade Broski to the Jets. Can't remember his name. So they're going to need a right tackle. Daniel Falele. I remember him coming out. He was going to be a kind of project type of guy. I don't know if the project worked out. So in case it doesn't, let's get another guy. Armarius Mims to play right tackle. One of those guys got to work out. If not, move one of those guys inside. Whatever. Armarius Mims. Anyway, that's going to be your pick 30. Pick 62. Let's get something that they don't have. An X receiver. Zay Jones. Not Zay Jones. Whatever bro name is. Zay. Y'all know what I'm talking about. He's going to be your move kind of slot / Z receiver. Really, really good route runner. Really, really good twitched up movement. So we're going to have him. You're going to have your deep threat. And damn, I can't remember his name either. You're going to have your speed deep threat guy, and you know who I'm talking about. Now let's get Xavier Leggett, another speed deep threat guy, but he also can go up and get contested catches for Lamar to throw it up to, which he does a lot with his tight ends, but let's see if he can do it with his receivers. But also is going to be really good after the catch when you get the ball in his hands, so he provides more yak in a different type of yak. Still 4.3 speed, so it's going to be a really, really fast and twitched up offense regardless, and really good yak around Lamar. I love that. On top of Derrick Henry, I love that. Light in the box if you want to and leave Xavier Leggett one-on-one on the outside. Tell Lamar just to throw it up. Dirty offense. But anyways, let's move on. San Francisco 49ers. Pick 31. Let's get Brock Purdy some protection. Tyler Guyton, OT, Oklahoma. Let's just give him some protection, man. They've had a mid to below mid offensive line for a long time. So let's help out your quarterback. Let's help out your offensive player of the year, running back, and MVP candidate, and Christian McCaffrey by getting them some offensive line help. Moving on, pick 63. Edgerrin Cooper, Texas A&M linebacker. He's so good rushing the passer as a blitzer. I thought about moving him to edge for a little bit. Playing him at off ball is really good because he's good in zone, things like that. You just lost to Dre Greenlaw to Achilles injury in the Super Bowl, so he's not playing this whole year, and he may never be the same. We know that they love their linebackers in this defense. Let's get an attacking, hard-nosed, hitting, run-stuffing linebacker, kind of like Dre Greenlaw, but a little bit slimmer and a lot more twitched up, and Edgerrin Cooper. Simple as that. Let's move on. Last team of the mock, last one of the day. Kansas City Chiefs, pick 32. They are eventually losing L'Jarius Sneed. They say they traded him to the Colts. I didn't have it in this draft, but let's say they trade him somewhere else because they've also been saying there's no talks between the Colts. He's going somewhere else, not playing on the tag. So let's go ahead and get a sleeper. I feel like the Chiefs are going to take a guy that is really, really good but isn't getting a lot of hype. Cam Hart, really big, strong press corner, not afraid to come play in the run game, also wants to get his hands on you. Sound familiar? Really, really good corner. I would love if he was a Panther, man. Regardless if it's 33, 39, I would love if we can get him as long as we can, sure, still getting a wide receiver and the edge talent. I would love Cam Hart. Really, really good corner. Probably not going to go on the first, but if he does, you heard it here first. If you haven't seen anything about Cam Hart, maybe I'll do a video. Let me know in the comments if y'all want to see a video. But look him up. He's nasty. Last pick of the day, pick 64. They got their speed and deep threat in Hollywood. He's going to be your Z, kind of playing off the line, playing in the slot. Let's go get another somewhat speed guy, still 4.41 speed, but a route runner guy that can separate. A lot of people are mocking Ladd McConkey to this team in the first round. I don't see it since they picked up Hollywood, but let's get another guy that's just like Ladd, but a little bit toned down athleticism. Ricky Parasol out of Florida. Really, really good wide receiver. Really good route runner. Really, like I said, still super athletic. I think Ladd was 4.38. He was 4.41. So that kind of tells you he's Ladd, but a little bit turned down. I love Ricky Parasol. I think he'll be going in the second or third round. I can see him going in the high second to maybe like the Patriots. But that's it for this mock draft. So if you liked it, like, comment, subscribe, do all that. Comment what you think about who your team selected, who you wanted your team to select, who you think fell too far. Who do you think was the steals in the draft? Do all of the YouTube stuff. Help me get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. We at 600 right now. Turn up. I appreciate the love on the last video. Hopefully y'all show it on this one. But that's it. It's a Real Ball Watcher, and I'm out. See y'all next week.